Welcome. If this is your first time, I'm Kyle.
And I'm Michelle, and we're the Wandering Shores.
So we are excited to be here in Idaho and exploring our next national park. It's actually, as you can see, a national monument, but Craters of the Moon has been on our list for quite some time. We've been generally in this area several times in the past, but usually on a drive day, so we haven't had a chance to stop. And Michelle's got a couple friends that have said great things about this.
Oh yeah,
this park.
They love it. And she said that it's amazing that there's this type of landscape in Idaho.
Yeah, and Michelle had said that she actually has heard that in previous years they've used this for astronaut training to kind of get them used to, I don't know if it was landing on the moon or eventually Mars. You know, who knows what Elon's doing right now. He just got fired, so.
Yeah, so when we're like in the visitor center, I'm going to look around and see if there's any...
Had to wait for that truck to pass.
If there's any like literature or information that confirms that.
Yeah, so today for point of reference, it is June 3rd.
Yes.
June 3rd, 2025.
Bizarre monoliths, frozen in time. Harsh, unexpected landscapes of vast lava flows. Volcanic craters and massive cinder cones that seem unearthly in their stark form.
So we're official. We got our cave permit.
That's right, we do.
Talked to the ranger, and she just asked us a few questions about previous experience in caves and you know, the
White nose syndrome in bats.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, it's a free permit, and they just ask you if anything you're wearing that you've had that you were wearing in other caves that you've been in.
Yeah.
Because the whatever gives the bats the white nose syndrome lasts on your clothes and shoes for
like 20 years,
yeah.
even if you wash it frequently. So
yeah.
All right, so we're heading over to one of the hiking trails, and so our first trail here is the North Crater Flow Trail. This is the first one that you really come to right before you or right after you leave the visitor center. As you can see, some folks walking over there. I told Michelle the trail reminds me of like you're walking on railroad tracks because it's like elevated over there. I don't know how easy it'll be to see from here, but once we get over there, you'll be able to see it. So Michelle's just checking out the info. We'll screenshot this in case you're interested. All right, let's go see what this one has in store. It's quite the contrast between the volcanic rock here, the mountains in the background with the rolling prairie green grass and some pine trees with the snow on top. And then over here, you've got that unique formation of rock over there. Michelle, what are the two types of lava formations here?
You have the Pohoihoi and the Aa.
And the Aa is this real rocky, rigid stuff. And then the other one, the Pohoihoi, is like a flowy section. I'll show you with that when we come back around.
Looks like ripples, and it's the dried lava that was flowing.
Yeah, it looks like waves almost, just real smooth. But yeah.
Yeah, it says this flowing lava flowed for 3 miles. That's far.
And just in case you can see over there, there is a campground here at the park, and you're parked right in the middle of all of this. So it looks literally like you're parked on the surface of the moon or on Mars. It's a pretty cool campground, to say the least. So, okay, we're on to the next trail. This one is Devil's Orchard, and I think it's trail number 4 on the state or the national park map. But this one's about 0.5 miles, so very easy, and it's paved, so anybody can access this with wheelchairs or strollers or whatever. And it winds in throughout all of these rock formations as well as the tree debris. It's pretty cool. nice little trail, half-mile, all paved, in amongst all the rocks and the trees, and it's a really nice park, folks. If you haven't had a chance to get out here, it's really bizarre, kind of in the middle of nowhere, Idaho, and with such a unique formation. We're almost back to the truck now, and we'll take you on to the next hiking trail. We do just about anything for our wander squad.
Well, that and for a good view.
And so we're hiking up Inferno Cone. That's where we're going, up to the top there, folks. It's about 0.2 miles each direction, and you'll get 360-degree views up there. So we're climbing in this, it's almost kind of like black gravel, crushed lava rock. We'll see you at the top. And there it is, folks. What a fun climb. There were a couple false summits, so where we showed you from the parking lot, that was the top. It wasn't. We had to keep climbing up a little bit further. There's Michelle. We'll take you over to the other edges as well and show you. But yeah, that was a fun little climb. But definitely will get your heart pumping. So hopefully you can hear me. It's a little windy up here, and obviously I'm a little out of breath from that climb. But what'd you think, Michelle?
Yeah, one false summit.
One and a half, really. It looked
well,
like.
yeah, true.
We'll insert
Maybe
a video from the top where you can still see how far down the truck is. We're at the top here, but you can kind of see there's a false summit right here before us, and then right over the horizon of the black crushed gravel, you can see the red truck. It'd be really cool to be able to fly the drone up here. Obviously I can't because it's a national park land, but that would be pretty sweet to be able to fly up around this cone and get you a full 360 with that. But hopefully the GoPro will do its job. So just down the road from Inferno is Snow Cone and also Spatter Cone. And so this is a short little, it says 75 meters. I don't know what that equates to. Probably,
Here it is.
you know, oh, all right. Here we go.
The North Crater Trail.
Oh, that's the long one. That's where the long one comes out. So that's like 2.5 miles back to the visitor center area. But here's the snow cone. Okay, so I don't think they give the name snow cone because of the shape, perhaps. Let me show you, folks. It's June. There's still snow down there at the bottom. That's one of the vents. That's pretty cool. And then we're going to walk up over there on that windy path up to the top over there next. And I think that's Spatter. All right, we're now heading over to Spatter Cone. You can see this one's much steeper, and but it's still paved. That's one thing about the national park here, is that it's really accessible with strollers and wheelchairs. Other than some of the elevation gain. I think Inferno Cone was the only one that we've been on yet that hasn't been paved. All right, we're up at the top here, folks. Let's see what we got. Oh boy. You guys can probably see better than we can with the GoPro. But that's deep, folks. That's real deep.
Yeah, I learned something about spatter cones. These are some of the rarest volcanic forms on the face of the earth. And so they're doing their very best to protect these that are left.
Pretty awesome, folks. Welcome to Tree Molds Trail. This one is actually not paved. It's crushed gravel, at least right now. And it's 1.8 Oh no, it's 2 miles.
Yeah, 1 mile out, one back.
Yeah, 2 miles round trip with about 180 feet of elevation gain. And I know that on the return trip, you end up seeing some old petrified style trees that have been encapsulated in the lava. So, and then after this stop here, we're going to go ahead and stop for our lunch break, and then we're going to take you into the caves. But let's get through tree molds first. So we weren't sure exactly what to expect when it said tree molds.
Yeah, we weren't.
I pictured like trees laying down and
like fossilized,
yeah,
like a fossil feature.
Yeah, but here's the tree mold. Hopefully you can see it. Obviously it's where the tree stump used to be, and it just basically got surrounded by lava and then over the years has died and rotted away. But yeah, there's the sign. I'm gonna actually walk over here. There's another sign over here too. I don't know if this is the sign for the wilderness trail, because there is another wilderness trail that goes on for like 8 miles. Oh no, this looks like another tree mold.
Oh, good.
So I'm not sure where we're supposed to be, but tree molds. Okay,
oh, see, this one doesn't have a hole.
We'll get right back with you. I don't know what we're looking at. Unless...
It must be just what's down here, maybe.
No, look at this right here. Maybe that? I don't know. Oh, hold on. It's right over here, folks. There it is.
Oh, yeah, and up there?
Yeah, there it is. That's the mold for the tree. And then it continues on right here. You can kind of see here the bark that was on the outside of the tree, how the lava flowed around each of the little bark pieces. That's pretty cool. Oh, there's one right there too.
That's amazing.
That's pretty cool, folks. So yeah, right at the 1 mile mark, and we'll take a few photos here so that we have them for Facebook, and then we'll head back, and then we'll check in with you when we get back to our little snack break. All right, folks, we're back. We had a nice little snack lunch, and we also filmed our expenses report for May of 2025 while we were there at the picnic area. So I don't know if this will come out before or after that one, probably after. So be sure you check that out. We go through all of our RV related expenses, well, actually all of our living expenses related to being on the road full time. And this is, I think, the 11th month that we have shared those with you, and we had a surprise at the end, so be sure to check that out if you haven't already. So it says 0.8 miles one way, but I'm not sure if that's to the cave entrance or including the cave entrance. So I guess we'll find out when you find out. All right, folks, we are at the first cave. It is Dewdrop. There's the sign right there. Falling rocks, unstable footing, low ceiling, dark areas. But we actually brought our headlamps, so we planned ahead. The lady at the Welcome Center said that we could probably just use our phone cameras, but I'm not so sure about that. I'm also not sure. I think we go over there. This is like serious caving, folks. This isn't like a paved path anymore. We just kind of walk across all of the rubble from the cave, and we're going in there. How many of you guys enjoy caves? Okay, folks, we are actually in the cave. It doesn't go very deep back here, and I've got my headlamp, as you can see. I'm just going to kind of show you back here a little bit. At first, I thought we could climb through under there, but that's a no-go. But hopefully, looks like it's lit up enough because close enough to the surface, but with this light kind of gives you an idea. With the exit right there. Michelle's running, folks. Look. Trying to catch up.
Didn't last long.
Yeah, well, neither did that cave. So that was
Yeah.
Dewdrop. Kind of disappointing, folks. There's really, I mean, we've been in better caves just on a side of a hike that aren't
Wow.
designated as a cave.
Yeah, but you just get an idea in that one.
We're hoping Indian Tunnel, which is the next one, is a little bit better and you can actually walk through it instead of just kind of walk down into it. But we'll see. We've been on a lot of cave tours, so maybe our expectations are a little too high. We stumbled upon Lava Tubes National Monument when we were out in California a couple years ago, and that was pretty cool. But this one looks much more promising. It's actually got stairs going down into it. So we're here at Indian Tunnel. Let me give you a little quick show of this. We're going to enter right here in that ladder, or those stairs. Sorry, my head shadow's in the way. And then we're going to hike along the bottom till we come out the exit, which is about 800 feet away. So I think we'll need the headlamp for this one, but we'll see. All right, now this is the kind of exploring I thought we were going to be doing. I'm not 100% sure which direction is the 800 feet. I almost feel like we're supposed to go that direction. I think we go that direction, Michelle.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
That would be my
I'm going to
guess.
go down here and check. Get your headlamp on. I'm going to go down here and just see what's down here. Let me turn this thing on. Hopefully you can see it a little bit. I'm trying not to fall down this rock face. It's starting to get damp in here and it's nice and cool, which is fine. Yeah, this is a choose your own adventure hike, folks. Oh yeah, I don't know if you can see back there with the camera. Let me. Yeah, I think we're supposed to go the other way. There's a bat flying right here.
It's awesome.
I'm trying not to make you sick. There he goes, into the cave. Hopefully you were able to see that. Sorry,
here it
folks.
comes.
I'll try to enlarge it and zoom in on it, but that was pretty cool. He was just hovering right above us. Okay, we're down heading the other direction now, and we just saw a bat. Hopefully I was able to zoom in enough and keep it still enough to be able to grab a photo of that for you. But this is Indian Tunnel. This is a lot of bouldering, so this is not a smooth trail. So if you're not comfortable with this type of terrain, you do not want to try to come down into these caves. This is way more difficult than some of the ones that we've done before, where they've kind of cleared a path down the center.
Ouch.
So I'm trying not to blind you with the light, but I wanted to show you here at the end where we kind of climb right out here. But over here in this, there's like a little nook back here. And the texture of this is so interesting. Almost looks like it's melted wax. So let me aim this up so I don't blind you. What'd you think, Michelle?
This is incredible.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm actually kind of surprised that they let you come through here on a self-guided tour, because it is pretty treacherous with these boulders, and most of them move too. So you're having to step and make sure that it's not going to fall out from under you. But yeah, Indian Tunnel Cave is really cool. Way better than Dewdrop or whatever. Dew Point.
Dewdrop.
Dewdrop.
It was a Dewdrop,
I think it was Dewdrop. So, all right, we're going to take you up to the surface again, and don't leave just yet. We've got a wrap up for you. We're going to share some expert tips that we've learned from our adventures here at Craters of the Moon National Monument in Idaho. All right, as we wrap things up, we wanted to share what we'll just call expert advice from non-experts. But
Right.
Michelle, what do you got for them?
Okay, if you can, you want to try to come on a cool day because, you know, most of these rocks are black and they're going to radiate the heat.
Yeah, and there's
in
no shade.
The heat of the summer, no shade whatsoever. In the caves, you'll want to have sturdy like hiking boots. Even though most of the other trails are paved and you don't really need hiking boots.
Yeah, you can do most every other trail with tennis shoes, honestly. But if you're going into the caves, you're gonna want some thick-soled ankle support. I tried hiking all of today with some barefoot shoes, and everything was fine until I got into those caves, but you can definitely feel the rocks below your feet with these shoes on. And then
Probably the last tip is no dogs are allowed on the trails.
yeah, like most national parks, or a majority of them, no dogs are allowed on the trails. Just be advised of that. Most of them are very short, so you could leave the dog in the truck or the car. Sorry for the wind. All right, hope you enjoyed this video of our exploration of Craters of the Moon National Monument here in Idaho. And don't forget to check out RV-related content we release every Sunday, boondocking video reviews every Wednesday, and miscellaneous other videos every week. See you next weekend.
Bye.